So, starting off with the first online dynamic of the DXY. Oh my gosh, a new word. Oh my gosh, but you guys will have to figure out why I call it that yourselves. Alright, I'll not go into why I'm calling it the first online dynamic of the DXY. However, now you know that. Monday, guys, pretty much what we're looking at is more or less don't trade. Like quite literally, if you want to become liquidity, if you want to become part of the consolidation, which the small money accumulate in, don't trade on Monday. Pretty simple, guys. Pretty simple, right? Pretty simply, just because you will not have good price action, right? Maybe even you'll have manual intervention. Who knows? However, you should not trade on Monday overall. All right. Then Tuesday, what are we then anticipating? Because after it, right? If you look at the bigger picture, what are your guys' bias on EUR USD now? Or DXY? Let's just start with a DXY. I want y'all's perspective right now. I'm sorry for that, guys. So for the DXY, are you bullish on the DXY? Bearish on the DXY? Bullish on the EU? Bullish on bearish DXY? Oh man. Bullish DXY. Alright. Alright. Yeah, bro, the students are literally spoiling it for everything. Anyways, guys, so going into it overall Monday, alright, I'm totally opposite towards everyone, alright, but that's good, guys, that's good. You guys should stick to your own buys, right? You guys should stick to your own buys. So before we go into more or less the things, right, let this right here just be overall what you guys are thinking. Alright, so more or less, if you guys are thinking, stick to your own bias, right? If you guys have a different perspective from mine, stick to your own bias, predictions, etc, etc. Why? Pretty much just because if you more or less listen to my talk, me talking, my predictions, alright, and you have different from mine, why you should stick to your own is pretty much just because then you will often be right. Right? When you have your own perspective of the market price, then it's better to be sticking to your own. Because overall, what you're doing longer term is that you're being right more than wrong. And if you then follow someone else, you become dependent on them. And that's more or less not what I want you to be. I don't want you guys to be dependent on me. I want you guys to to use my bias predictions. Bro, AMD, do you want to get banned, bro? I would say I am liquidity. I would say yes. Definitely, guys, definitely. Anyways, guys, so more or less, if my bias and predictions aligns with yours, then it's fantastic. Then you use it. If it does not, use your own. That's more or less what I wanted to say before we go into it. So overall, as you all know, I'm more or less right now bearish on EUR USD. How would you know? Pretty much you would know because of that overall during the past talks when I've talked about FOMC, etc, I've talked about that we're going to reprice the market maker model. Reprice to which level? If you divide up the market maker model of the DXY into quadrants, you would see that we more or less have traded to an order block in a discount section. We'll talk about it. And I'm anticipating that to get respected and going higher. Because in that, we have the deviations all aligning. Alright, and we'll talk about it. But it's pretty interesting this week. It's super good. It's super good this week. Like, it's beautiful this week. Anyways, Monday right there. What we have is more or less consolidation. Right, we anticipate just a consolidation. Tuesday, what do we usually see? And manipulation. In which direction? Opposite towards the drawn liquidity. It's trading from the drawn liquidity. Interesting enough. Why is it trading from the drawn liquidity? Pretty much just because it's a manipulation phase. It's more or less to get even more liquidity. And why is it also doing at the same time? Because price is always doing two things at the same time. Because that way the IPDA works much more efficient. Alright? It costs money to run the IPDA. Meaning it does the thing which is the easiest for it to do. So it does multiple things at the same time. Right? What it does is that it reprices price often an imbalance. Pretty much, right? So what we're probably going to do is more or less reprice, take out imbalance, take out engineering liquidity when we're manipulating, etc., etc. Pretty interesting this week. Then, of course, start of AM session on Wednesday, we're going to see the more or less last of the manipulation phase. And from the Wednesday, we're going to see distribution, right? So PM session, New York session, we can say New York kill zone. We're going to most likely see the distribution phase starting. All right. And on Thursday, just the continuation of the distribution. Friday, just the continuation of the distribution. All right, we have stayed at 5.5 basis points. You all know what that means, pretty much. And from now on, let's go into the DXY. So pretty much right now, let's start at the monthly. So 1 month. Let's go into it. So going into the monthly, you guys can see that the monthly order flow is bullish. Why is it bullish? Just because bullish PD arrays have gotten respected. Alright. How long will it be bullish to? Of course, until we have taken the short-term draw on liquidity. Why? Because we're in a market maker buy model. Alright, so I'm bullish on the DXY. I want this to be low of the month. And I want us to go higher, taking this draw on liquidity. I've already talked about it. I'll not explain what the future projection is. However, like I've explained in FOMC, we had a bearish future projection. Where did price go to? It went to that bearish future projection. Exactly, I can't say I'm safe keeping it. All right, it's too in depth. All right, even if I explain it, you won't understand. Anyways, what did we have here? The SMR. What was this also? Go. It's 50% mark of this wick combined with bam. Also, customer encroachment of this fair value gap on the daily. Oh wow. So more or less, what we're looking at here is now the daily perspective. So remember now this BPR, which we have on the monthly time frame. All right, and this is of course the market maker model, which I'm anticipating us finishing. I'm anticipating us reaching IU here, taking this strong liquidity over here with those red week wise right there, and then of course also reaching up into this imbalance, repricing it at the same time. Two things at once, of course, what IPDA does. So what have we been seeing? More or less right here, if you split this market maker model into quadrants, what you guys can see is that we have from right here, from the SMR, we did go higher to the 0.5% mark, more or less. A little bit higher, of course, into a premium stance. Then repriced into 0.25 level, and then we went higher again. Then we went to a 0.5 level. And what are we going to do from here? Because we have all of the deviations here. We have the reconsolidation, inverse fair value gap. We also have, of course, daily fair value gap right there. But we also, of course, have an SnP created with USD, a big SnP. And we also have order block right there. Like we have so many things. And also in this little thing right there, take this, like ICT says. You can take the top of it. You guys can see we have just traded down. So this was the SMR overall. And right here we also have a market maker model. So we have a market maker buy model and a market maker buy model. So if you guys see, here is the original consolidation with relative equal highs right there. And we have reconsolidation, SMR. Now we're going to Monday do a reconsolidation. Then we're going to have a low risk buy. And then we're going to take this future projection high. All right. We can't trade the DXY. We're just utilizing it, translating it to another. Of course, it can be translating to indices. It can be translated to commodities. It can be translating it to another pair you're trading. I've talked about quadrants, but I will not explain it because it's not me who created quadrants. It's ICT who always talks about quadrants. So please watch ICT. I'll not explain quadrants right here. So going down into daily, you guys can see the reconsolidation right there. We have repriced because we had a monthly fair value gap. This is the 0% deviation. Went lower from there. All right. 0.5% level right there off of the whole quadrant. All right. As you guys can see, also we have just rebalanced, traded down into 0% mark right there of this daily fair value gap overlapping with a reconsolidation, etc., etc. You get the drill. What we also have created is an SMT with USD. Right, pretty interesting right there. And if you guys can see, this is the original consolidation, reconsolidation. So this is also market maker buying model. in a market maker buy model, meaning this is just a mohawk. If you're bearish, I don't know, be bearish. However, let's see what happens, right? So 4 hour, right? And I've talked about all of this, right? I've predicted all of the moves right here. Like since the start of the year, I've literally published videos on YouTube describing what price will do. I'll not talk about this level. However, you will more or less understand what this level is if you're good at looking at ICT. Or if you just understand ICT. Sorry for my bad English, guys. I'm pretty bad at English. Alright, so more or less about the fib time zone. I will not, bro. I will not teach you. I'll just explain what the weekly buys will do. Right? I will not teach you all anything. Right? This is the thing. Alright? Listen up now. Pretty simply. I'll explain this once. I don't teach things. Alright? I explain what will happen. Alright? I explain what the week will look like. However, I don't teach things because all of this is already taught by the man himself. I would never have the arrogance to more or less explain the things he have already taught. It would be stupid of me explaining the things which we have taught, because it would be rebranding literally concepts from the man himself. And why would I do it if it's already free for you all? Alright? Yeah, I have respect for ICT, man, because you have to have it. All peoples are literally rebranding everyday concepts. People are literally having mentorships describing, not gonna lie, fair value gaps. Who explains fair value gaps? Like, listen up, guys. Listen up. Who explains fair value gaps? Exactly, which is why I also tell that everything I myself created, I think I created, is rebranded ICT as well. Everything I've created myself, I say always that I've just rebranded it off of himself, off of ICT, because I've just based upon it what ICT have told me to do, more or less the things which I've created. So more or less right here, as you guys can see, pretty much a little inverse fair value gap right there. Pretty interesting. I'll not talk about this level like I told you all, but just watch this level. All right. So more or less right here, you have red equal lows. Why is this also? Open up your eyes, guys. Open up your eyes. What did I literally say on the TikTok? Quite literally, just remember what I told you all on the TikTok. I said, look at this level right there, and look at this little original consolidation. And I more or less called this out for y'all. I gave y'all literally signal on TikTok, bro. And y'all did not listen. Y'all did not open your eyes. Alright? And look at the sell-off. And we're just going to reconsolidate here. Do another reconsolidation. And then we're going to go higher here. More or less do low risk. Of course, this is what it's called. Right? It's not. It's just going to go higher here. Take this constant encroachment right there. Go lower. Take this original consolidation, and then we're gonna finish off the higher time frame market maker buy models. Pretty simple, guys. So we're gonna go lower here, reconsolidate on Monday. All right, we're gonna do this. I'll just describe it for y'all. Manipulation on Tuesday, Wednesday. You all get the jewel. Or more or less, this is just a manipulation off of maybe like Tuesday morning. This is gonna be the real manipulation, right? This right there. And then what we'll do, we'll more or less do something like this and then go higher. Wait. Let me just fix this. Something like this and then go higher. Right? Doesn't this also look like a weekly expansion move? Doesn't this also look like power 3? Power 3. Yeah, exactly. Because it is, guys. It is. Alright? So, more or less. No, with funded money, bro. I don't even trade funded account. Not gonna lie. Alright? Anyways, guys. So more or less equal lows right there. What we will do is more or less go down. Take these red equal lows. Which level do I have marked out here? Pretty simply. Yeah, of course, bro. Of course. Pretty simply go down here to this level and then go higher. Alright. You guys get the drill, right? You get what I've talked about here. Anyways, let's go to EUR/USD. So more or less on EUR/USD, you can see we have taken some special liquidity parts right there. Right, what have we also done? An SnP with what? DXY. Look at this pretty simple a fair value gap right there, right? And what are we anticipating? Of course, power 3, right? So this is the SMR translated. This is the DXY SMR translated to USD. What we're anticipating is more or less higher prices right there, higher prices, higher prices, higher prices taken to this level, and then going lower from there, right? So Monday overall reconsolidation, or reconsolidation, of course, because we have the bank holiday, etc., etc. Then more or less small little manipulation move, maybe down here, and then distribution move right there, and then we're going to get overall the real distribution, because all of this will just be a manipulation, and this whole thing is a consolidation. Which direction is the consolidation in? Oh man, yeah, guys, calling out too many things. So going into AUD/USD, what I'm anticipating is pretty much the same thing. I'm anticipating us going higher here, reaching into this little level right there, and then going lower. All right, did y'all understand this? So on AUD/USD, more or less what I'm anticipating is pretty much the same thing as DXY, just inverse, right? So reconsolidation, right? Going higher, moving into this little fair value gap right there, and then going lower. All right. Which SMT is most important on GU? All of the SMTs is equally as important. All right. Now let's go into NASDAQ, guys. So pretty much on NQ or NASDAQ, I'm more or less looking at the CFD version. Why? Because I'm trading CFD. I don't trade anything else. This is more or less the only thing I trade. I don't trade futures, right? I've never traded futures in my whole life. I've always traded CFD, right? And more or less right here, you can more or less, what are you now anticipating getting taken on the DXY? Anticipating this high getting taken on the DXY. When the DXY going higher, we usually see NQ going lower. So what are we then anticipating? We're anticipating it repricing into a discount, because overall NQ will always be bullish. So what are we anticipating it repricing into? First of all, we're repricing into this little imbalance right there, and also this little wick. However, I'm actually thinking we'll reprice into this little, I think this is an imbalance, this right there, or it's an intermediate imbalance right there, but maybe even rebalancing into this little fair value gap at a later date, of course. So how will you know when we're rebalancing into this little fair value gap? You will know because when the DXY is starting to go higher, right? Translate the things which I've talked about now to NQ, right? Pretty much what we're looking for is bullish overall consolidation Monday, bullish Tuesday. I don't know if it even will be open on tomorrow. I think it will. Some bank holidays the market is actually not even open. However, tomorrow I'm actually thinking it will go higher, right? Or consolidate, and then Tuesday going higher, right? And then doing the power 3, right? So weekly Tuesday, Wednesday, high of the week, right? And then from there lower, right? Lower, lower, lower. And I actually think we'll soon see high of the year getting created on NQ. Not even gonna lie, quite literally, high of the year soon. And I'm anticipating us dropping down into this level and then going higher from there. Alright, that's super good if you agree, bro. Super, super good. But yeah, more or less, this is what I'm thinking. So maybe taking this high, right? Or maybe even staying below, consolidating here, and then taking that high and then going lower from there. That's what I'm anticipating. I will not look at COT reports with y'all. That's something I don't do for free, right? That's something I don't really incorporate here for y'all. So I will not look at the COT reports for y'all. Maybe in the future if you guys want, but the COT is something I use. Like, it's super good. Something I really love. COT, so I highly recommend it. So we have liquidity here, and after we've repriced it here, we also have, of course, a break block right there. And that's more or less what we're anticipating, guys. What did y'all think of this? What did y'all think of this? So soon, right, I cannot pinpoint the high, right? I cannot pinpoint the high here. Of course I can, but not for y'all.